Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Thunder Racing League. We are back at Volusia in the 360 Modifieds, obviously wing division that is, as we're taking a look at Brian Auks trying to lay down a solid time. Right now he's sitting second. Do want to give a shout out to our sponsors out there, preferably the main one, Inferno Motorsports. They were established in December of 2022 by Chris Schaefer, Chris Forsyth, and Dennis Nooks to promote a competitive atmosphere and fun racing atmosphere too. But they are not only a team but a community. Inferno Motorsports is willing to help anyone, even if you're not part of the team. So they're always looking for good, clean drivers, no matter how fast, to be part of the Inferno family. You can contact them through inferno.motorsports23@gmail.com if you're interested in being part of the family. A couple of drivers out there getting a couple fast laps in. Michael Farron looks like he finishes his up in fourth. But let's take a quick look at where we are here tonight. Of course, at this half-mile track, we are still, if you guys tuned in for part one, we are still on a very, very cold track, 63 degrees out there. So that is going to be very detrimental to these guys on how tacky and how long it will stay tacky out there on this track, or with only a 43% humidity out there. 25-lap feature lined up for this one fast repair, and this being an open setup league, guys are definitely tricking these cars out something fierce to make them the fastest that they can be out there on the track. Already in the chat, Eric W., appreciate you joining us, man. Gonna be a great one here. Matthew Crokey, we're gonna see if I can find a good glimpse of him. There he is. Let's see how that 02 from Phantom Racing does. Boom. Right now, second place for him. Let's get some of those times up there, because you all know Dylan Ayler's got to be fast. So he's sitting top of the chart. Matthew Crokey trying to see if he can squeeze out just a little more there. 13:70 last lap. Best time was a 13:60. And you see how close those times are. Man, just barely beat him there. Dylan Ayler just barely got it. John O'Brien, I do not see him getting behind the wheel. I may have 13 drivers here on this one. Chris Schaefer down there with a 14.1. Good to see Andy Patton back out here. Austin Medea sitting in 12th. And I know Farron is fast, but Farron right now sitting 7th during qualifying, so this may mix it up coming into the heats. Be pretty interesting to see how that shows up. But we'll take a moment now and go ahead and let's listen, get the national anthem going on here. Alrighty, appreciate everybody hanging out for that. I do want to give a shout out to that M9 Performance Pole Award out there. The M9 Performance offers premier dirt oval setups used by everyone from rookies to pros. Visit m9setups.com for affordable iRacing setups and coaching. We should be out here underway for heat number 1. Dylan Ayler was our M9 Performance Pole Award winner. And that, of course, heat number 1 brought to you by Nukes Performance. All your dirt setup needs and questions answered on stream from 360 to 410s. Sprint building for weekly officials to a competitive baseline on late models plus modifications. You can find all of your needs on one page completely free. Setup building made easy, and you can build yours today. Some of those guys out there with a Nukes performance setup. Michael Farron will be starting in the number 1 spot. We'll see how well he can do. I'm sure he'll drive away with this one. He'll be sitting next to Brian Augst. Behind him will be Matt Grimm, sitting in 3rd place, and Dylan Ayler 4th. This is really a really fast clutch of guys right here in this race. Andy Patton will be starting 5th, and David Tormashi will be on the outside of row number 3. And rounding out the final bit of this field for the heat will be Chris Schaefer. Yeah, Dylan Ayler fastest there on the track. Matt Grimm and Michael Farron have won a couple of races here so far this season. So right now, this is the stack of cars to watch. I'm interested to see who can stick this out and fire their way back to the front. Many drivers trying to get a couple of wins in here before the end. They'll head to I-55 next week. And then you will rejoin me here at Simtrax Broadcasting for the season finale at Weed Sport. But Michael Farron taking this away here. He's got to get a solid straight launch, and he does. Looks like he had to check up just slightly there to get around. Let's take a look at it from high side as check out Dylan Ayler sliding through the field. Wow, he's fast. Slides from 4th into 2nd, and already Matt Grimm passes him back as Ayler slings through the turn a little too far, but Farron enjoying this battle and happening behind him because now he's able to scurry away with this one. Away Farron goes. Farron is fast. Away, yes, he is. Still has about a half-second lead right now over top of Matt Grimm. Matt Grimm trying to run him down. Dylan Ayler now sitting 3rd. Andy Patton 4th. Already Chris Schaefer with a little slider there to Brian Augst, and he moves himself into 5th. Brian Augst trying to give him a little tire rub there. Schaefer gets a little out of sorts, but he maintains up 2 positions for him. Rotating back up where Dylan Ayler had the pole here, but he's not seeming to get any more speed here, as a 13:82 has been his best time here in this heat. About 3 laps left to go. Michael Farron kind of watching Matt Grimm get a little bit smaller as he stretched his lead out to another couple more tenths. Almost 6 tenths to be exact. Matt Grimm trying to see if he can catch him here, but it seems Farron's got the line. No harm, no foul here. David Tormashi, he's still way back there in the pack, about 3.5 seconds off. May have to make an adjustment during the warm-up. Speaking of adjustments, right now, Matt Grimm may have made an adjustment in car because he has picked up the pace now. Shaved off about 0.2 of a second now, reeling Michael Farron in. Farron has taken the white flag, and he's looking for the checkered. Right now, this will be an easy-peasy one for heat number 1, and he gets it. Michael Farron, Matt Grimm, Dylan Ayler. They should be starting 1, 3, and 5 come the feature. Awesome run by our drivers out there. I see a nice clean race for once. That team went fantastic. Heat number 2, of course, brought to you by Highline Cinematography. Having grown up and around sprint cars, Dylan Berg gained a true passion for the race. This brought him to forming Highline Cinematography. Since 2022, he's been driven toward the idea of how he can make sim racing game look as real as possible. And you can check him out on Highline Cinematography on Discord, Facebook, or on Instagram. All right, let's get our starting lineup here. We know this is going to be the last of our guys. Charles Mayo will be in the front row, starting next to Bob Evertson. Jordan Lawrenson, 3rd place for him, and on the outside of row number 2 will be Matthew Croakey. Glad to see him out here. Man, I'm excited to see how that 0-2 fires through the field on this one. Ian Humphreys will be starting on the inside of row number 3. Austin Medea will be starting 6th place, and John O'Brien kind of had a dismal finish there during the big block modifieds, and I do not see him behind the wheel, so I don't know if he's going to head straight to the feature, or if he's not, or if he's going to be unable to take the wheel here tonight. The A&J Pace truck lights are out. Means we're going to get our first launch here. Watch for Bob Everson to try and make a move here quick. Everson gets lacking a little bit. Mayo gets a good start. Rides that cushion way toward the top. Didn't see anybody in the first heat doing any moves like that. So right now, Bob Everson, oh man, gets squeezed up top. Right now, we're watching Matthew Croakey floss through the field already, 2 positions, and now he's got a long way to go to catch back up to Charles Mayo. Charles Mayo in the 21 pulling off here. Croakey in the wall. Oof. Somebody else in the wall. I think that was Lawrenson. Lawrenson looked like he had a run there, and we've got somebody around Everson. No caution. There it is. A lot of damage here. Austin Medea. Alright, let's see if we can roll it back and figure out what happened to Bob Everson here. Oh, looks like he may have rotated and come down there on Croakey. Oop, a little blink out there. And it sends him through the air. Look at this. Man, he was able to set it back down. He's there, guarantee he's got some damage there. He's gonna have to try to see if he can fix that. Probably wouldn't want to waste your fast repair of the race. Everton had to tow. Eric W. out there saying that was a wild ride. And it was. Everton kind of got a ride of his life there up through the air and back down. But really, this gives actually Matthew Croakey a great chance to catch Charles Mayo. Not having to make up over a 1.5-second gap to catch him. Mayo with a fast time on the track with a 14:03. Alright, lays way back there. He's able to get the start that he wants. Croakey up toward the top. Mayo now sitting in the first position. Let's see if Croakey can kind of reel him in here. And no battles out there on the track as everybody else is staying pretty snug. Austin Medea here in the back. Looks like he's trying to peek around Ian Humphreys here for that 4th position. Definitely don't want to get piled too far back in the feature. Oh man, there goes Humphreys. Humphreys obliterated, no caution. So it looks like he's going to be running a non-winged sprint. He's trying to get off the track the best he can here. No caution, Humphreys out of it. Mayo taking the white flag here out in front. Matthew Croakey starting to open it up here. But is not going to have enough. Croakey misses by about 0.2 of a second. Drivers out there getting ready to get warmed up. Try slicking the track off here just a bit. Now is a great time for the warm-up, as if you were racing against other guys and you had a feeling kind of how they were feeling, you know, how they were running out there, or they were passing you like you were standing still. Now's that chance to make that adjustment that these guys may be looking for. While these guys go through the warm-up, we're going to head on over to a commercial real quick, and we'll be at the feature, should be, when we get back. Oh, man, hold on a second. I see everybody checking up. Ho, ho, ho. Way to cut us off there. No can do. Slight adjustments made, and we're back on the track. Man, oh, man, we are not going to be able to hear from our Highline Cinematography guys. That should be good news for all our race fans out there as we get everybody locked and loaded out here onto the track. There's the A&J official pace truck. Alright, well, everybody's gridding. Let's get a look at the grid. Farron is fast. Michael Farron sitting in the first position next to Charles Mayo. Now, Mayo had a super fast time there during heat number 2, but can he hold out? As Matt Grimm and Matthew Croakey will be starting in row number 2 directly behind them. Dylan Ayler sitting 5th, fastest during practice, will be on the inside line of Jordan Lawrenson. So very, very lot of fast drivers here in the top 5. And as we move on back, they're going to be even more hungry. Guys that are even more hungry, trying to fight their way to the front. And I'm talking of Andy Patton, who will be starting in the 7th position, and Austin Medea starting in 8th. Chris Schaefer will be starting 9th, and on the outside of row number 5 will be Bob Evertson. So Evertson trying to see if he can get back in one piece after we saw him upside down breaking the wing off there. Brian Hawks will be 11th. And Ian Humphreys, he almost got sent into the outer, into the stratosphere there on the way out of the rink, rotating on back. Like I said, John O'Brien not locking and loading for this one. That's going to be it for him. And David Tormashi, 13th position for him. So I got 13 drivers out here on the track, guys. If you're looking to beef up those numbers and get 24 of them out here, you can go to the Thunder Racing League out there on Facebook and find one of the board of director guys, if not Jay Giddings himself, and get signed up for this league. Definitely looking for plenty more drivers, seeing this season is coming to a close. I'll obviously want you guys to kind of come out here and give it a shot and see how it feels. Speaking of feeling right now, Michael Farron feels like it's go time, and it is. The way he goes, what a jump. Away they go, still on the move. Eric W., have no fear, man. These guys will teach you. There are plenty of guys out here willing to train you out in how to race. Up 3 positions so far. Christopher Schaefer on the move. He's in the 6th. He's looking for 5th. And remember I was talking about Charles Mayo. He was the man on the move. He had that heat win, but he has dropped a couple positions, now sitting 4th. As Michael Farron, Matt Grimm, and Dylan Ayler from this angle to be expected 1, 2, and 3. And Matthew Croakey with must have gotten shot there or missed the jump, dropped down to 7th. There they go, taking a look at Charles Mayo battling alongside Andy Patton here. Andy Patton trying to break farther into the top 5 here. But he is under fire as a contact with Chris Schaefer. Schaefer's lost the wing. Oh no! Schaefer regains the wing, breaks it off again. Let's see if he gets it back. Oh my gosh. Chris Schaefer kind of gets mauled here. Right at the end. Let's take another look at it. clink. That's Bob Evertson making contact here. Let's check up here with Chris Schaefer. This is where he makes contact here. Looks like Croaky might have gotten in the back of him. Breaks his wing off. Boom. iRacing felt generous. Gave him his wing back. And break it off again. Man. Only a few laps into this one. Looks like Getting Hooked is going to be able to get their money's worth here tonight. Getting Hooked is our caution sponsor. They are owned and operated by brothers Captain Edward and Ryan Alford. Proud fourth generation Alfords, born and raised in Cedar Key with over 25 years of combined fishing experience. Getting Hooked Guide Services provide a personal and friendly fishing charter for speckled trout, redfish, and the seasonal catch like triple tail and snook in and around the Cedar Key, Florida area. Contact 352-949-3667. That sounds awesome. I know you guys out there in the chat, what are you guys in for? Speckled trout, redfish? Or my ever so favorite, triple tail and snook. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Michael Farron's going to lead this one off. He's got to have a fantastic restart on this one to get away. There you go, Eric. Liking the snook. Yes. Alright. Definitely love seeing the chat lighting up out there. I know you're the only one out there, Eric, but definitely staying, keeping me busy. Let's get one getting busy now. Michael Farron watches the pace car go off. Look at him lag. He waited that one out, trying to see if he could offset Dylan Ayler here. Ayler trying to make the move here, and no can do. Ayler's going to be under fire by Matt Grimm here pretty soon, but look at Croaky. Croaky trying to find his way through as Charles Mayo gets into the wall. Mayo into the wall. Now Croaky's going to try to slide underneath him. Notice the track slicking off here, and they were having some trouble rotating through the center of the turn. Keeping our eye here on Croaky as it looks like Schaefer's trying to come back from this one. Schaefer now back up to 10th. Remember what I said earlier. These guys do have one faster pair, and I guarantee it Chris Schaefer's used it. Croaky onto the bottom, contact with the wall, caution. Think something happened to Bob Evertson out there on lap 7. Let's take a quick replay here. CSR Cinematography, let's take a look. Oh, what the? What was that? What was that? Yep, and I think he said that's it for him. Figure out what's going on Matt Croaky here. Super fast drop down, having trouble getting back to the front. Hopefully we'll see him get back out there. Try to push a little harder. Yeah, I don't know either, Eric. Definitely try to put on the best show that I can. Will admit this season coming to a close, though. I will not be here for the I-55. I will be over at the big show for their end-of-month race. And then after that, I will be here for championship night at Weed Sport. That'll be an exciting one. I hope to bring you guys the best of dirt racing from the Thunder Racing League on that date. That date being May 7th. We run the big block modifieds. 360 wing division yet again. Michael Farron leading this one. Pace truck is off. Michael Farron trying to make sure he gets a better launch this time than he did last time. Farron out front into the cushion. Right now Dylan Ayler's firing underneath. Oh no, somebody's into the stands again. I think that was Chris Schaefer. Yep, launched him again. Holy cow. That is going to be it. That is going to be it for Chris Schaefer. He is now down and out and in the pit. Everton may be able to floss back around here and see if he can get a couple positions back. Jordan Lawrenson now on his way down pit. I believe he was also mugged. Caution. Charles Mayo. Wrecked car in disguise. Now let's take a look back at Chris Schaefer. Oof. No. See the right front wheel disconnects there? There we go. Wings for the fans. Look at that. Does he land? Oh, iRacing gave up on him. All right, let's take a look back at Jordan Lawrenson here. Oh. I think Lawrenson gets stuck on the wall here. Oh no! That was a triple caution here. Now I will say the caution did not come out for Chris Schaefer on lap 9, nor did it come out for Jordan Lawrenson on lap 10. It came out for Charles Mayo, the last one we saw him flipping over and breaking the wing off. And we see Barney with the caution flag still in the air. But you saw Barney was not waving the caution flag. It was straight up in the air, so pace car lights are off. We'll make sure we give a shout out there for our A&J Custom Creations pace truck. Really appreciate a sponsor out there for some tires that could use it. Definitely might need to start running something else, a little better fuel mileage out there, but that's all right. Pace truck. Oh, lights are back on. Eric asking if you can custom paint the pace car or truck. Yes, you can. Turns out what ends up happening is these you have a dedicated pace truck driver and he'll be able to go out there. Normally you'll have like race control. We'll go out there in the pace truck and then park down pit road. They'll be able to put your sponsors and things like that out there on the pace truck, which might be an excellent idea. Alrighty. Let's go Michael Farron. Way he goes right now, caution-filled race here so far. Already getting ready to break past that halfway point. Michael Farron trying to hold him off. Matt Grimm, watch out for him. Yeah, I know that rhymes. Let's go. Fourth place for him. Looking on that outside line, riding the cushion. Little knock there to the wall. Gotta be careful as you see the dirt going. Oh no, Ian Humphreys. No. Ian Humphreys sends it into the stands here. No caution. Alright, let's rotate up front where it looks like Michael Farron is battling to keep the lead. Dylan Ayler's got it. Slides underneath of him. Farron toward the top. Knocks the wall a little bit, trying to find the cushion, but he's running out of room. Triangulates the turn between 1 and 2, dives to the bottom. Slider, Dylan Ayler. Dylan Ayler sees it, lets off the gas just a little bit, but only enough to cross over. Ayler on to the bottom, and now he's rotating on the top. Farron now catches him, back on the back. If this could keep up, Dylan might win it here, but Farron's trying to hold him off. Bad turn by Dylan Ayler as he's now going to have to reset up and chase him. Andy Patton's made third position. That gives him 4 positions gained for the night. Biggest mover of the race is David Tormashi, who's now sitting 7th. He's up 6. Let's see how we can get going here. Top 5. Farron, Ayler, Patton, Grimm, and Croakey. Also, Medea looking right on the inside. Trying to see if he could sneak into fifth position, but he's going to be unable to. He's got to make up about 5 seconds to catch the rest of the pack. Andy Patton, good slider here. Slides in front of Dylan Ayler. Ayler sees it, checks up, lets Andy Patton rotate up, hit the wall, and Ayler's got second back. Now, Andy Patton might be under fire here by Matt Grimm. Grimm taking a look. So far, Farron's got a nice, comfortable lead, and I think Andy Patton just sent it. Broken. 5 laps left to go, no caution. Farron still holding out front here. He's got about 0.3 of a second over top of Dylan Ayler. Ayler rotating on through, trying to see if he can find a little room. Matthew Croakey wants to reach up. This does give Medea 5th position. Tormashi now moves up 7, sitting 6th. Right now they're kind of knocking themselves out here. Everybody launching over that wall. Notice how the dirt is mounting up near the wall there, so they aren't able to really click it, kind of clink the right rear tire off the wall. There's nothing left. Take a ride along here with Matthew Croakey. Right there. That's where everybody's been making that mistake, riding that outside. The dirt is mounded up. There's almost no wall left. Matthew Croakey gives it a good lick there on the outside. He's going to have to figure out how to not do that again if he wants to get a podium position here. Right now rotating on through. I'm sure M9 would appreciate that, but that's going to do it here. Michael Farron gets the win over top of Dylan Ayler. Matt Grimm sits 3rd. Wow, not too shabby out of all this drive. Kind of wild here. Normally they run it about 30 laps here for the feature, but not tonight. All right, all right. That was a great run. That was a great run. Oh yeah, Eric. We definitely got fireworks out there, man. All right. I'll give it out there to hard charger David Tormashi. Not too bad. No, we didn't give him a whole lot of camera time tonight, but we do want to give him a shout out for making it here. Up into the top 10. Originally 7 positions from where he originally finished. All right. Guys, hold in just a moment there, and we'll chase down our drivers. Alrighty, guys, we caught up to our third place finisher, Matt Grimm. Talk to me about this race here, man. Definitely plagued with cautions. What'd you see?
Yeah, I definitely could have used without that first caution. I had to decide inside or outside on that restart, and I chose the inside. And of course, the inside got all stacked up and let Dylan around me. So I was trying to battle him back to get it. And I think another caution came out, and on that restart, ended up getting a bunch of wheel damage and tried to just salvage the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was pretty wild here, man. Volusia being kind of that mixing bowl shape, it's hard to find a straightaway to catch up with some speed. But I noticed on the exit of turn two, seemed to really catch everybody off guard. What was happening around there?
It's just the cushion here is pretty wild sometimes, and it's easy to give it too much throttle or hit it wrong, and it just wants to push you into the wall right there because it kind of comes out a little bit, or at least feels like it. So it's easy to get it right there, and normally gets a lot of guys that and 3 and 4.
Yeah. I'll admit that taking a look at some of the replays here that we saw earlier, the amount of cautions that weren't called, this could have been a lot worse. You know, we had 3 or 4 guys sling off the track, breaking wings off and things like that, and still they were able to, you guys were able to stay under green. But next week, we head to I-55. You know, compared to this track, you know, is it a better track for you, or is it, you know, when we're going to see a win, or what? Talk to me here.
It depends on how I'm doing that week. I don't know. Sometimes I do good there. I like it better than uh, this track for sure, but I don't know. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. Just kind of depends on who you're around and what you get caught up in, because everyone's kind of running the same line until it kind of gets slick and you can move around a little bit. So if someone up on the top messes up and you're behind them, you're just kind of out of luck.
Yep. Well, some people just say they run out of talent, man. But congratulations on the third place finish. Give me a shout outs for the people out here watching your sponsors.
Yeah, everybody who puts on this league, you for the broadcast, and all the guys over at YOB Racing, and all the people who help us out, Cals and Computers, Speed Factory Sets, LCJ Carpentry, Stingray Rock Tools Australia, and King Race Designs.
You the man. You rock through that pretty quick. It sounds like you've done that before.
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Matt Grimm, appreciate joining you, man. I will catch up back with you at Weed Sport.
Thanks, man. Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Matt Grimm. Let's move to Dylan Ayler. We talked to Dylan before. Dylan, talk to me about this race, man. A lot of cautions here, but the track definitely got slick in some areas and seemed tacky in others.
Yeah, the track was good. I liked it. I think I would have had something there for Mike if I would have remembered to take some fuel out. I was thinking it was a 30-lap feature. It was only 25 laps, so I was pretty heavy on fuel, so I was just trying to do what I could. But, yeah, the track was good.
You were just as surprised as I was. As soon as I came in here, I said, oh, we're shaving it off about 5 laps. So I figured that might trip a couple of guys up. Would those 5 laps have mattered at the end of this race to run down Michael Farron?
I think so. I was able to run him down twice, after making some mistakes out of 2. And, we got in a good slider battle there. But like I said, I think I was just a little heavy on fuel, and I could never make it stick after I tried to slide him. So, I think if I had 5 more laps to try to put a move on him, and if maybe we were on equal fuel, maybe it would have made a difference. But all is well. It's good to be second on the box. It's better than being over the wall. So I'll take it and get ready for I-55.
Yeah, I like the way you think. Many guys went over the wall here tonight. Any reason why? I mean, dirt build up, just nowhere to kind of rub that tire, or just lack of talent?
This place is deceiving. You get it up on the cushion, your car gets tight really fast, and with that little short rail, it don't take much. You get into it, and your car will climb it, and there you go. So, it just it takes a lot of laps around here to run the top. A lot of people don't practice it a lot, but yeah, it's a skill that is learned for sure. But like I said, it ain't bad once you figure out how to do it.
Yeah, all the tracks end up pretty wild. This one has a little bit of wall, disappears. It's not like Knoxville that has a wall of guardrail, and then it's not like Lernerville that has absolutely no wall. So it's these guys kind of tossing up back and forth, and how to find that cushion to be fast. You had the speed here tonight. Just what mistakes were made, man? What could you have done differently? What do we do to offset that heading into I-55 next week?
I pulled the wing back getting into one, and the top of Volusia, it's got got a plateau. It gets flat. So, I had it at 0. I'd be able to get to Mike. I would try to tighten the car up a little bit to try to make a move on him, and I'd just get tight and get into the wall off of 2. So then I'd lose all my momentum, and then I have to basically start all over. That's basically how I-55 is going to be. It's really on the edge of you have to run the wall, and it's gut slick all the way around it. So, basically whoever doesn't make a mistake is probably going to win that race. It could be any of us guys up front.
All right, man. Give me your shout outs here.
First and foremost, I want to thank M9 Setups, Trevor and the crew over there. They always keep me, Mike, and Matthew hooked up. A2 Performance Horses, A&W Refrigeration, Baldwin Racing Engines, Jay and all the guys at Thunder, and you for the broadcast.
All right, Dylan. Appreciate it, man. I'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks of Weed Sport.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Dylan Ayler. That moves us to our fastest driver. Farron is fast. We get a hold of him here. Talk to me about this race, man. It looks like you did your darndest to hold these guys off most of the race.
I did. A lot of saw on the wheel and throttle control. This is not one of my top tracks, that's for sure. It seems like every time I say that, I ended up pulling off a victory, so maybe I'll just keep that going.
All right, well, definitely the restarts helped you out here. We had a bunch more cautions, and there could have been more, but some of it weren't thrown. This track seemed to trip up a lot of drivers, just from that dirt buildup on the wall. And it seemed to catch you a couple of times, allowing Dylan Ayler to attack a couple of times. What did you do to combat that?
I was just easy on the throttle. Once it started building up in the corners, I don't know. I mean, I just got lucky, I guess. Car felt great. It's so easy to bike on this, especially 3 and 4. I mean, it'll send you right over the wall. 1 and 2, it's hard to keep it from getting into the wall out of 2. Just got fortunate.
Yeah, some of those guys, when they would ride that right rear tire and it'd almost just walk over the wall. And iRacing, their fancy stuff, say the dirt over top of the wall is just as very, very sticky, and it would sling them into the fence. That's how it ended up taking out. Bob Evertson. It took out Chris Schaefer out there. It took out Lawrenson. I mean, just so many guys got obliterated here. But you ended up coming out on top. Kind of. You're saying throttle control, but Farron is fast. I mean, normally that means you got to have the loud pedal down.
Yeah, you just want to be consistent. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have the throttle, to the floor. Consistent laps. I mean, that's the way to win races. To pass guys, you just have to be consistent.
All right. Well, speaking of consistency, you're going to have to continue that on to I-55, and the next time I see you, which will be at Weed Sport, kind of what do we do from here on out to make, keep the consistency or at least the podium positions rolling in?
Just try to beat these guys. Grimm, Croakey, Dylan. We have that 4-car battle, for the front. We'll just see how it plays out. Got to hold them off. Got to try to finish ahead of them every race from here on out. There's not much room for errors, so I'm going to try my best.
All right, man. I got to admit, that is kind of the 4 of you guys are the ones setting the bar that I think, Medea out there can do. Tormashi's looking at, Andy Patton's taking a peek, Chris Schaefer. These guys are all following you, trying to go, trying to pick your brain all the time. How can I get faster? Because you guys are blazing fast. I mean, I've never seen 25 laps just smoke through the way it does here. I mean, if there were no cautions, this race would have been done, finished in less than 8 minutes. So that is pretty wild here. But Michael Farron, man, I can't wait to see what you got for us in the next couple of weeks. Give me your shout-outs here.
M9 Performance, first and foremost. Trevor's a wizard. I don't mess with his sets at all. I know some of these guys tweak them a little bit for their driving style. I do not touch them. Whatever he puts out, I run. Y-Bridge Hobbies, they're suffering a loss in their family right now. I want to give a shout out to them. Dem Bones Brewing, Allegheny Mountain Knives, and my employer, the Exterior Company.
All right, Michael Farron. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining in tonight. Coming away, congratulations on your win, and I'm sure I'll see you out there in the chat and some of my other broadcasts, man.
Absolutely, man. I really get enjoyment out of watching what you do, and keep it up, man. Stay after it.
Oh, yeah. Like making it exciting, man. Definitely when the racing's good, the broadcast is good.
Yeah, very much so.
All right, Michael Farron, appreciate you joining us, man. Catch up with you next time.
Yep, thank you.
All right, everybody. Michael Farron getting it done here tonight. What an awesome race out of him. Being able to pull away yet another win here with Simtrax Broadcasting and the Thunder Racing League. Oh, man, veteran and warrior one-stop shop victory lane once again is full of so much talent each and every week. But let's give a shout-out there for our sponsors. Main sponsor out there for Inferno Motorsports. You know how to get a hold of them. I told you to check out inferno.motorsports23@gmail.com. The Veteran and Warrior one-stop shop, getting hooked. You can get a hold of those guys at 352-949-3667. I know, Eric, you're talking about that Snook out there. Snook. Giddings, mobile repair work area. A couple of drivers ended up there. Ox, Everson, Schaefer, Lawrence, just to name a few, ended up crashed out down there. And the ever so helpful A&J Pace Truck. Keep an eye out for the A&J Pace Truck, because, man, we're going to need a new one after tonight. And, of course, CSR Cinematography. They do a bunch of great pictures out there and multiple other things. If you are an iRacer yourself, they can take some sweet pictures of how you race out there, and maybe even you getting around an awesome wreck. But that's going to do it here for us tonight. This was an awesome run. Definitely, to me, I always think this one ends up coming out better than it did than the big blocks. Definitely can't wait to see what they got for us at Weedsport as the championship night comes to a close. 5-7 big block modifieds and the 360 wing division. You'll, of course, be able to tune in for the I-55. I will not be there, unfortunately, for the 430 race. Of course, on April 30th. Alrighty, Eric W. You're already hooked. Yes. All right, guys. I will signing off for now. Patrick Morrison here in the booth with Simtrax Broadcasting. I'll see what you guys on championship night on week 14. So be well, be safe, be kind, and of course, see y'all next time.